why is this a film that is important to tell now? Because we very rarely get stories about teenagers living in London, particularly girls. I mean, why do you think it's important that we tell this story?
Because of how diverse the cast is. Like, Lucy Pardee and Jessica Straker done amazing with the casting process. Like, the picture, have you seen the picture of the girls walking? Like, that picture in itself just says the whole story of what Rox is. We have British Nigerian, we have Somali, we have Irish, we have Polish Gypsy, we have Bangladeshi, we have all that on screen. And the lack of representation that's on screen right now from this film, I think that's legendary in itself. That's the importance. That's why Rox is so significant to me.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, and I mean, you guys have such a great relationship on screen, but it seems like it always plays like a reality show, and this is almost like you're living and breathing it. Did that make it easier for you guys to form friendships?
Yeah, definitely. It's just like whenever we met, we just vibed like that. So it was more of a energy bouncing off each other than acting. So yeah, it was just easy basically. Yeah, it wasn't.
This is for a lot of you. This is like your first thing. I'm going to ask you, how was it being on this set, mate? Because this was an incredible group of ladies you were surrounded by.
Well, I think it was really good. Meeting everyone, I think was a bit tricky for me at the start. But in the end, when I got to know the real them, it was perfect.
And just finally, what do you hope audiences take away from this when they see the film? Because there's so many things to take away.
I hope little girls see this and know that they can be here. Like,
we're here.
Yeah, they see themselves on screen. They see people that they're able to identify with. Because a lot of people didn't have that growing up, and I feel like they can have it now. Yeah.
I wish you all the best with it. Thanks so much for stopping. Congratulations on the film.
Thank you.
Huge congratulations. I mean, where to start? You had such a great reception so far. You must be delighted with the response so far, even before the film's been released into cinemas.
Well, it's really exciting because it's the first film for a lot of the young team who are in it. And so for them to be able to premiere at the London Film Festival is just, a huge thrill. We shot it up the road in Hackney. We're in our hometown. Their families can come. It's very exciting.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you about the great work that, forgive me if this isn't correct, but your casting director, because this is just, you've plucked people out of modern day life and out of schools and everything else. How important was it to make sure that you had those people to give it such a great authenticity?
Well, so we worked with Lucy Pardee, who's done lots of work with this kind of casting process, and that was really pivotal because she did a long process. She was involved in the workshops. We did 9 months of workshopping to narrow this group down to really. The brief was so open. We could have set it on any girl, but what we did was find girls who were interested, girls who wanted to be part of the process, who wanted to build the film with us, and Lucy really cast the net wide to find those girls.
Yeah. And for you as a producer, I mean, when you read this script and spoke to the writers, I mean, what was it about this that appealed to you and you thought, I have to get on board with this one?
There wasn't actually a script when I came. It was an idea.
Yes,
when I arrived, there was, it wasn't. It was completely, I've never produced a film like this or worked on a film like this. So we were always evolving our process. We were always evolving, what we wanted to do so that we weren't imposing our voices and it was the girls and their voices, and we had to think outside of traditional filmmaking.
And I mean, it's a story about a group of girls that is very rarely seen in cinema at the moment. I mean, how important do you think it is that we tell these stories for young audiences as well as old?
Yeah, it's everything. I think there's, a real hunger, and I would like it when we stopped having these conversations because actually we had fair representation and everybody I think will enjoy the joy and resilience that these characters show on screen. I think I hope that everyone will take these characters to their heart, and there should be more films like this, and I hope there will be.
You've been around the world in a few different places with the film so far. How have you found the reception? Because it sounds like in Toronto, you guys had such a great reception.
Toronto was amazing. Yeah. Really, they loved it. Really friendly crowd. We're just excited to see it come home.
Yeah. I think we've been surprised by the response and how far and wide it reaches. I think we definitely thought young people would love it, Londoners would love it, well, we hoped anyway, and just to see people non-English speakers, people of all different generations, all different backgrounds, connecting, finding some, and I think that's the beauty of story, right? We're all humans and we find that human story no matter who's telling it, and I think, we're really, really, really proud and pleased that so many people have fallen in love with these girls the way we did when we were putting this together.
Tell me a little bit about the process between the two of you, because I think we spoke to you at Little Drummer Girl, so you've done TV and stuff like that a year ago. But I mean, the two of you together, how was that system? Did you write bits together, or was it more from her than from you, or how was the kind of the relationship between the two of you?
We worked together the whole time. The actual narrative that we're working on now is the beautiful film you see comes from Theresa's Hart, but we wrote the script together. So and we had an amazing chemistry when we worked together. It was just kind of, we were able to have the same voice, which was an amazing thing. When you collaborate, it's quite rare. And yeah.
And I guess you lucked out of getting someone like Sarah Gavron on board. Obviously done Suffragette and all the amazing films that she'd done. How important was she to come in and help you kind of tell the story in the right way? Because I guess if you had another director, it might have gone a different way potentially.
I think because it was so collaborative and we all started the journey together. So I think unlike maybe some other processes, no one came in. It was all sort of natural to us, and it all grew out of our love for one another, for the project, and our friendship and our commitment to telling a story that we all believed in. And I think, we all bought into it. And I think everybody, from makeup, from lighting, from Sarah to the girls, everyone gave so much of themselves. So there was never really any concern that we would be pulled in different directions or telling different stories. We were all pretty much on the ball from the very beginning.
And also, I mean, it's a story that we don't very rarely see in cinema at the moment. I mean, how important do you think it is that we tell these stories about these people that very rarely get the screen time that maybe they deserve?
I think to show a joyful film about young women growing up in London right now is fantastic. To show a positive film about teenagers in London right now is truly important. Yeah, definitely. And it's we were talking about the being loved back by film, by screen, by the stage, and I think it's really important for people to see themselves, to see their stories as valid, their joy as valid, their perseverance as valid, and not just to be shown as one thing. It's important, I think, to change the narrative, particularly for young people in London who often get such a bad rap.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Hey